shows that it made many of us want to open our third eye. But isn't psychic ability something you inherit from your gypsy granny?
Okay, Nikki, here comes the question. Okay, Ruth, well, in answer to your question, yes, it is a gift. But everybody has a certain degree of intuition. And the great thing about places like this is that it gives people a chance to come and see what they can do. It gives people a chance to practice in a safe place.
In the past, though, having a diploma in clairvoyancy wasn't something they might have met you without pushing. These days, people in the bathroom or the cry. So are there no skeptics like anywhere?
I think the whole thing is set up to try and take advantage of people, teaching them something for which there's no evidence in the first place, and encouraging people to look for answers outside of themselves, and ultimately, the answers probably should come from within. So I do believe the whole thing is probably a lot of fun.
You see, skepticism we should have to keep an eye on.
Finally now, burglars like to have getaway plans, but not sure whether this one was well thought out. The suspected thief in the US tried to evade capture by taking off all his clothes and making for the local river. He was finally captured after an extended trip in some public life. Right up to tonight's top story. British Airways has admitted that around 10,000 bags have gone missing at airports since the UK security alert began. It's considering seeking compensation after being forced to cancel hundreds of flights. On Live News tomorrow, in safe hands, the Queen Mother's echoing his favourite memories of the Royal Matriarch with Kate Chabot at 11:30. But that's it now. I'll be back with updates through the evening. The first is just before 8 o'clock. Until then.
I hold the world but as the world is here. The stage where every man is played on. I am a Jew. I have not a Jew eyes. Has not a Jew hands. Organs. Dimensions. Senses. Actions. Passions. We are pretty sure it's this time. The man without a face. 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Not certain is how we die. There's a generation of us that's getting increasingly scared. We see our parents suffer from poor care, but we can't live. Are we selfish? I don't think so. What I do know is that I don't want to be in a position where I have to be careful. I don't want my children to suffer as some of my friends are faced with a desperate parent.
She begged the doctors to die. She begged me and my brothers to help her, and there was nothing.
When my time comes, it should be my right to choose to take my own life.
You need to know 3 or 4 ways to kill yourself because you don't want to go alone.
But if I can't do it myself, would friends be ready to help? Will you prepare? Stick. Take my arm. Or use it. I'm a mother, a daughter, a partner, a breadwinner, and work is venting Wonderland and all. I'm used to making decisions about my destiny, and see no reason that I should cease if I'm old and new. My parents are now increasingly frail. I know that I have to I can't try to work, take care of family at home, and do what is possible in your own stupid and we've been a close-knit little unit. My mother has Parkinson's disease, which is a really horrible condition. She takes very powerful drugs which are there to help her keep still, stop her shaking, but they can also affect her mind, sometimes almost copying Alzheimer's disease. So some days she's completely concentrated, other days she's not. My dad's her main carer, and he's a proud Yorkshireman who really doesn't want anybody coming into the home and interfering, which is why we won't be talking to them for this film. They love their privacy, and I respect that. I'm not the only one who's been torn apart by responsibility. Lots of women my age are facing the same pressure, as the Guardian journalist Polly told me knows only too well.
My mum wasn't ill for very long, but she had always been absolutely plain that if she saw an unpleasant day coming, or she was about to lose her marbles, she wanted to prevent it. We went together to the solicitors to decide she wanted to sign a living will before she got cancer. And towards the end, she just wanted to die. She begged the doctors, and then, like 2 years before she died, she begged us to take us to Switzerland, the place there where suicide was too late by then.
How about work for you?
It was miserable, partly because I'd always promised her, because I thought it would be easy. I'd always said, oh, I'm sure I can find some way, somehow, if the time ever comes. And when it came to it, I couldn't help her. And I was utterly distraught. She really had had the
She was doing great.
She was in terrible pain and very unhappy and very uncomfortable and never slept or ate. It was just a dreadful, dreadful end. At the end, I would have promised her I'd make sure she didn't have it.
None of us want our children to face such guilt. My parents' generation and even mine were sure that we expect first-class healthcare from the cradle to the grave.
Hospitals, specialist services, medicines, drugs and appliances.
Clive Evans' NHS was to be the great leveller. Free and equal treatment for all, the privileged and underprivileged side by side, entitled to the same respect and treatment for all their health and welfare needs.
Of course, conditions in the geriatric hospitals and mental homes where people were sent were far from ideal. The really lucky ones were looked after at home by beautiful daughters who were expected to look after their elderly parents. After all, in those days, men went out to work and women stayed at home. And then the Beatles were in the charts, the contraceptive pill had arrived, the times they were changing.
I think the feminist movement actually raised women's expectations so that they were able to, for the first time perhaps, educated women, I'm talking about largely, to question whether their sole role was to bring up children and that they should be able to expect to fulfill their place in the workplace.
Women fought for and defended jobs, but the older women must have their we're now faced with the impossible prospect of our generation. A generation of forced rights, forced back into the
Women's options have increased widely, and therefore if you're interested in having a career, or even if you're just interested in having a job that gives you the independence of having money, or you have to earn because you're a major contributor to the family finance, if you're a parent or if you're having positions, I think you start on a trajectory that it's very difficult to come off, because the bills are always going to be there, the mortgage is always going to be there, and if suddenly you're required to work to put 100 hours a week into caring for somebody else, it's just not practical.
6 million people are registered as carers, but there are lots more who do it without recognition. If they're lucky, they get £45 a week carers allowance. Assuming they give round-the-clock care, that amounts to around 26